Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
Women at work. Doesn't it evoke a potpourri of images in your mind? A harassed housewife in the morning rush hour looking after different things simultaneously. A laborer toiling in the sun. A village woman going through endless chores with a stoic silence. Or a high-flying executive trying to hold her own in a world dominated by males. It is a fact that more and more women are now going outside their house to work for different reasons, whether it is due to financial needs or to express their own creativity or just to get away from the drudgery of a monotonous existence. The fact is that working women are increasing and are here to stay. In this episode, let's discuss their joys and sorrows.
Women have, from time immemorial, been the backbone of any society, whether fulfilling the dreams of others or just toiling for day-to-day existence. They may be involved in monotonous jobs both outside the house and in umpteen domestic chores. The daily grind and its related issues can leave them physically and mentally exhausted. Yet women are not only looking after the house and hearth, but also contributing to nation building through their creative pursuits.
Today, due to higher education, more awareness and better prospects, more and more women are choosing a career. Tough competition, materialism and a tendency to outdo each other have been the other reasons for it. Economic pressures and problems of living and higher costs are also the reasons why more and more women are now opting for working outside their house.
आज से 30 बरस पहले जब हमारी शादी हुई थी
When we got married 30 years back, it was not very important to be financially independent. Rather, one was expected to look after one's household, family and the in-laws.
करना और बूढ़े सास ससुर की सेवा करना
If there are no financial pressures, ladies should stay at home in order to give full attention to their children and home.
नौकरी के बिना जीना मुश्किल है.
It is almost impossible to survive without a job these days. If you are financially sound, then only can you somehow manage to maintain your standard of living. Otherwise, it's too difficult to make ends meet.
जो मेंटेनेंस में बहुत मुश्किल होता.
If it's absolutely necessary, then women should work.
As with most things, working outside home is advantageous as well as disadvantageous. But then, so is not working. Let's find out what people have to say about it.
Now, if the women are free, if she is educated, she should work. Because like you see computers, in technology, as a doctor, as an engineer, she should utilize her education.
One is financially independent if one is working, and the sense of independence gives sense of satisfaction.
I would definitely prefer a working female because they have got a wider perspective to think about, and definitely in the largest interest of the family, they can upbring the children in a definitely more remarkable manner as compared to a housewife.
We have interest in that work, so we should work. If not, there will be frustration. No, our creativity होता है, सभी को बताना चाहिए.
I would not say no to my wife if she wants to work. If she wants to work and if she thinks that she can carry on the responsibility of a house and bringing up children very well, then I guess she can go ahead and work.
Constant work pressures, daily routine, uncooperative office staff, discrimination, and at times sexual harassment at work are some of the common problems faced by women.
A working woman has to face different kinds of problems. One about looking after her children, two taking care of her husband and the in-laws. Besides that, she has to tackle the problems related to her job also at her workplace.
उसका संबंध में भी होंगी.
ऐसे ही ऑफिस में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मीडिया से काम करना है ना.
Sometimes when there is a lot of work pressure at office, I do get late. That is the time when I feel extremely guilty about neglecting my children. After all, my children are more important for me.
बच्चों से ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं ये लोग. जैसे मैं मदर हूँ, तो I should do for them only, not for my interest and not for my money.
Then, of course, the stress at home life level means if her husband is not understanding, then she has to face the stress at home also, because if she is late, sometimes it happens in mediocre families that if she is late, no, husband will start डांटने लगेगा वो और कहने लगेगा कि क्यों.
The husband would scold her and accuse her of deliberately ignoring his parents and the children. So this kind of an attitude disturbs her even more.
ये सब बातें वो स्ट्रेस मदर को लाती है.
Disadvantages of being a working woman are that the whole household is neglected and a woman cannot do justice to her husband, her children and to her office.
Suppose you are working in odd hours, in late hours, then adjustment with the husband also may become difficult. Adjustment with your in-laws may become difficult. You may have touring jobs, then again the life may become little difficult for you.
At place of work, the disadvantage which a woman faces is non-cooperation from male colleagues especially. If there is cooperation from male colleagues, then some colleagues feel jealous.
Similarly, in working atmosphere, lady is always a lady, no matter if she learns judo and all and that. So you have to protect yourself, and that too in a dignified manner. So somebody may not take extra advantage or some. You have to maintain your dignity in all your ways.
So there are certain problems even at work outside that she faces in addition to the interpersonal adjustment problems, the problem of feeling that she may be looked upon with suspicion by her relatives at home, that she should not become too friendly with people, etc. So that can be another factor at work. So, the work both at home and at the workplace can become more stressful, and very often these days you are finding you have to combine the two.
Now when they are working, they are facing certain, because of the overwork, they are working at home as well as they are working outside. They are emotionally as well as physically overburdened, because they have to look after the smallest household chores at home, as well as the working place demands full responsibility.
A large number of women, especially in rural and semi-urban area, consists of those who are not working in the conventional sense. Often referred to as housewives, they do not go out and earn money but confine themselves to the home and kitchen. They often do several jobs, taking on a large number of responsibilities, doing unpaid, unrecognized 24 hours job.
In trying to cater to the needs of the family, especially needs related to food, a large part of the day is spent in preparing, serving, and then further planning for the next meal. Similarly, other chores of housekeeping can keep a woman on her toes, apart from attending to the demands of the children and to the needs of the elderly. There doesn't seem to be a let away at all. The balancing of such needs and obligations may leave her literally gasping for breath.
The non-working women have their own set of special problems. Doing the same kind of task day after day for years together can lead to a lot of monotony and boredom. Her potentials remain untapped. She may become bored and feel as if she has no worth. This can also lead to a lack of confidence in some cases and being dependent on others in the family.
One is not financially independent, and like if you are working, you get more exposure.
The main problem
is that she has to look after each and every member's needs. For instance, my father-in-law is there, my brother-in-law is there, and everybody's requirement is different, so at times it becomes difficult to cope. The biggest disadvantage is that you are unable to develop an independent identity. Now when my children are grown up and busy, there are times when I feel a void. Though I do try to keep myself busy in something or the other, it does once in a while bother me that I have not been able to do anything for myself. I get up around 4:30 in the morning. After a bath and doing my prayers, I prepare tea and breakfast and leave for work. I return home only in the evening and then start preparing dinner. So even if I'm absolutely tired, I do everything.
At home also, very few people realize that actually the work that they are doing is of a degree and magnitude which is also quite demanding, and they are not being paid for it. It becomes very boring. There are only internal evaluators who very often criticize the lady for the household work, and it may be involved with the child care, it may be involved with the household keeping. It has got many roles fitted into this. It is not only the washing utensils or washing clothes, but also she has to see to it that the relationships, the interpersonal relationships are maintained, not only within the family but outside. It is a very difficult task. So being a household wife itself involves lot of stress, and very often the work is of low status.
Being a housewife also has its own advantages. She is protected from the hostilities in the external world, living in a protected, secure atmosphere at home. She does not have to divide her time and attention in opposing directions and can give due attention to the children and the household duties.
I
think your children need you most, and you can give them full attention only if you are a housewife. So in order to satisfy your children and husband, you have to be a housewife.
I can give more time, I can spend more time with my family members like my mother-in-law, father-in-law and so on. And it's good to be with the family.
You can give full attention to your children, and this gives a sense of satisfaction. I am a housewife, and I think it's extremely important to remain stress-free. Because if you are not relaxed, you will become very irritable, and that in turn would affect the whole home atmosphere. It will also affect your health. But if we remain stress-free, we can remain healthy and look after the household well.
If there are problems at work or interpersonal conflicts at home, it can lead to a lot of internal dissonance between different roles of a woman as a mother, daughter, daughter-in-law, wife, boss, or an employee.
If the outlet of stress is not enough, then she may develop certain feelings of depression, certain somatization of anxiety in the form of backache, in the form of aches and pains.
It is disturbing to note that sometimes they cope with the stresses negatively by giving in to meaningless relationships or substance abuse like alcohol, tobacco, or minor tranquilizers, which is on the increase, especially in urban women.
Many patients who are addicted to painkillers, they are taking injections of painkillers, and they get used to them. They can't sleep without certain sleeping tablets, etc. And the basic cause behind that is that there is an underlying feeling of depression. Those chronic hassles within the house have got accumulated.
A lot can be done to reduce the burden of this overstrained woman. Men can contribute positively and effectively to reduce the problems of the working woman.
The husband should cooperate with her in every household work. There should be a division of work between husband and wife, and the children should also be taught to work equally. The mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the other members of the family, they should also have a sympathetic attitude towards her, and they should share whatever possible they can towards the household chores.
As a husband, I have to see some of the household these things works also, because all the time she cannot go to every place and see the house. So it is my duty to see the housewife also should be happy. I should understand the environment, and I am the leader of the house, or in the office also. If a lady is working, I should see both the environments. I should create an environment for them for a happy life.
बच्चों का ज़्यादा होता है छोटों का खाने के बारे में.
Basically, children tend to be very fussy about what they want to eat and what they don't want to eat. So plan that out well in advance so that it isn't a problem when you are cooking. If your in-laws are there, try to spend some time with them in the evenings. You need to give due attention to your husband also. Don't let him feel neglected. And if you are facing a problem, do let him know so that he can help you out. He would definitely be willing to help you since he understands your contribution.
वो तो साथ देंगे ही, इसलिए भी देंगे क्योंकि इकोनॉमिकली भी आप उनका साथ दे रही हैं.
One cannot, give full justice to the office work if there is non-cooperation from the family. Cooperation from the family is a must if one has to work.
There are a lot of positive and healthy strategies which can be employed to ensure that the woman remains free from tensions and is able to self-actualize.
Time management is the first priority for keeping a woman healthy if she is working.
Manage her time of a working woman, it's in two fields. One is her family, another is her working atmosphere. So she has to devote herself fully over both her places, in her family and as well as her working place.
Secondly, you should never bring your problems home. Whatever has happened in the office should be left there. Once you are back, forget about everything, because these kinds of problems keep cropping up and it's not a one-time affair. Similarly, do not take the tensions of the household to your office. Don't carry the problems with you. Leave them in the place where they belong.
तो जहाँ हल होनी है वहीं छोड़ो उनको, साथ में मत रखो.
और वो औरत जो वर्किंग भी है और उसको
If you just keep in mind that the lady who is working in office is also looking after her home, you will automatically be a little more sensitive. You would definitely be willing to help her. Besides, I have noticed that if we cooperate with them and are a little more considerate, they also feel comfortable and their output improves. In an atmosphere where they are able to share their problems with the boss or the colleagues, they find it easier to work. They can give their best and it shows in their work. So I feel that a good working atmosphere is a must, especially for the working women. And I can say this on the basis of my experience in this institution.
इंस्टीट्यूशन में नोट करी है कि जब भी हमने उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व किया है तो उनका आउटपुट बढ़ा है.
ये सोच लो कि घर में भी तो हम एडजस्ट करते हैं.
You only need to remember that if there is a problem at home, you do not run away from it. Try and adjust. Similarly, if there is a problem at the workplace, you need not run away from the situation. Suppose you have a problem with your boss, you can talk it over. If there is a misunderstanding with colleagues, you can surely sort it out. Sometimes you need to keep a low profile, and on other occasions you can be a little bold. So be a little flexible and handle your problems.
सामना भी करना पड़ता है, तो जैसा समय है वैसा बर्ताव कर लो.
मेरे को पूरा जो है सहयोग मिलता है औरतों से.
My female colleagues give me full support and I try to cooperate with them. I often try to put myself in their position and look at the problems from their viewpoint. So we don't really have any problem here.
करती हैं उसी तरीके से मैं उनको सहयोग देता हूँ.
Financially, she should feel sound. She should not be dependent either on husband or on son if the husband expires. So there should be provision for a working woman that she has full right, equal right rather, on the property or the monetary deposits, whatever monetary assets, whatever she has, so that she is not dependent on anyone. Then during childbearing age, there is provision of maternity leave, but that is not there in the private sector. So I will like to say that these private sectors should also give maternity leave provision with income, with pay.
There are day-to-day pressures of time at home as well as in reaching the workplace on time. There are also deadlines to be met, especially in certain high-pressure jobs, or maybe interpersonal problems in the office. These may leave a woman stressed out, which spill over to her relationships with her family members.
The women themselves, their family members and colleagues at work as well as the society in general can help the person remain free from pressures as well as reach the fullest potentials.
Here are some tips for women. Learn to manage your time effectively. Stick to a systematic routine. Plan out your priorities. Allocate responsibilities to others. Develop a social support system. Develop adequate communication skills and be assertive. Don't overstrain yourself. Don't harbor guilt feelings. And here are a few tips for family members. Be encouraging and supportive. Share responsibilities at home. Don't overburden the woman. Don't criticize constantly.
A woman is expected to be an accomplished housekeeper, a good wife, an excellent mother, a perfect host, and an efficient employee at work. A tall order, isn't it? But most of the women managed to fulfill all these roles and keep a healthy balance, but not without many ups and downs. With the help of the family, a working woman can definitely ensure that she can accomplish more, both at workplace and at home.
Silent in your tears, wasted in your years. When you cry alone. Recourse to fantasy, living with insanity. Another night beside the phone. Let your mind feel the pain. Seek your meaning by my watch. Cage the war within, addictions in the bin. Curl up with your memories, togetherness and harmony. Put your mind